It seems they're in a...
K9, let me know when you've got the recording stuff going.
It's been going for a while.
Oh no. Oh.
Sorry.
You've been caught like them.
I actually just spit take.
I am so sorry, my guy.
Coming in your pants. Stop twin.
I did not think that would have that big of an effect on you.
I'm crying. Help. Okay, we have our cast list. If everybody's ready, we're done shaming Yugen. Even though I don't think we'll ever be done doing that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I agree. Let's keep shaming Yugen. Kindly. Shame.
A kind shame.
He's won Street Fighter. He can take it.
In a fight, right?
In a fight.
Right. Yeah.
We'll give him the spiral arrow of shame.
I'm not streaming. That would help. Yeah, if I was sharing my screen,
It would. So glad
my
you
gosh.
remembered.
It would be so helpful. Okay, I'm gonna start. Oh, quick recap. We spent the whole day with Marrowyn in his lab. At first it was okay, but then Tucker kind of got a bit upset. Because, you know, he's kind of back into the same situation, just a different room. Bit more close, you know, no wall separating him, but it's kind of the same situation, and it's kind of shitty still. Basically a prisoner with a little bit less of a cell wall. Now he's realizing he needs to go to bed. And start the day over again.
Needs to go to bed.
What will it have in store? We'll find out. I think I need to go to fuck the sleep. An almost equally tired Marruk shows up to let me into my room. Our room. Whatever. He exchanges the least amount of pleasantries possible with Doc before closing the door. With one look, he knows not to say anything. Were it a better day, I'd thank him. I do not. I crawl into bed and wait. Another day, another time. I simply wish for it all to go black. Day 8. Awake. Eyes open, blood flowing. Then, and only then, does consciousness come back. Fuck. I was out like a light. As more and more senses come back to me, I falter, just a bit. I still feel it. That dread presence. How? Why? Well, I'll try not to let it get to me. It won't get to me. And a dry mouth. Getting ready for the day happens in a haze. Leaving the room a blur and walking to Merrill's lab might as well have never had happened. Doc comes to escort me, but in my haze I barely notice. I'm not even sure if I acknowledged him. Despite it all, we somehow still arrive. I reclaim my circular throne and simply wait. It does not take nearly as long for him to set things up today as he bounces from machine to machine. Checking every readout. His energy seems boundless, perhaps even a spring in his step. Hopefully, some of it rubs off on me. Usually, his cheery presence does help. If only a bit.
Oh.
Actually,
Wait, what?
I'm gonna adjust the music volume a little bit, sorry.
That's all good.
Okay, sorry, go.
Ah, are you finally with us? Good morning, Tucker. You were so tired this morning. I was almost worried.
Right, tired. That's the easier word to use.
Yeah, sorry. Something came over me last night and, well, I must have been more exhausted than I had thought.
Right, Well, please do let me know if you need anything. Breakfast should be here in a mark or two. But until then, there are a few tests I'd like to run, if that's alright with you.
Right. Yeah, sure. Can I maybe just get some water?
Of course. Help yourself.
Help myself? Doc, I don't think I can reach the cabinets. Fortunately, it seems he left my cup out from last night. And I can just barely reach the faucet if I try. Returning to Doc, I can already see he has his favorite tool out. I bet he's going to say something along the lines of, Tucker, I need more blood. Or, please, Tucker, this is all to help all of us. Ugh. He can have it. I'm just being pissy. But why, damn it? Maybe I'll think clearer after breakfast.
Tucker,
Oh, shit. Right. Well, let's at least see if I was right.
do you mind if I could try and take another sample of your blood? I think I almost have enough to stop taking it so regularly. But this would help me in my research.
I was close.
Excuse me?
Oh, shit. Did I say that out loud?
I mean, yeah. Sure thing.
I lay out my arm for him as he gives me a confused look before changing his expression to a solemn, yet caring smile. He knows I don't particularly like this, yet I'm still doing it for him. And he's doing it for me, even if I don't see an immediate benefit. One paw on the needle, another finds its way to my shoulder. A soft yet massive thumb brushes up against my neck, its fur just tickling my still weary skin. In a dull haze, I lean into it, its gentle warmth beckoning me back to sleep. Before my face suddenly flushes and I come back to my senses. Did he mean to do that? Looking at him intently, I can see that he's staring at my arm and the needle. He must have done that by accident. Yeah, surely. It was nice for a moment, but the moment's passed. The cold disinfectant, I look away, a soft squeeze, a sharp pinch. 1, 2, 3. A tap on my shoulder, and it's done. Finally, he meets my eyes, and for a second his grin is boundless, until he focuses on my face.
Tucker! What happened? Are you alright?
What do you mean?
Your face is glowing.
Ah,
No, I'm fine, Morrow. That's a normal human thing. Yep, right. Just a normal human occurrence.
he gently rotates my head left and right, looking at it from different angles. I try everything in my power not to look him in the eyes. My face is not getting any better. Not that I can tell. But I'd say it's probably getting worse.
I had thought I'd noticed this before, but I was unsure. May I ask what has caused it?
You did.
You did.
What? No, wait! Why did I say that out loud?
Oh my. Is it a pain response of some kind? Is it a reaction to the disinfectant or something else? I swear last time I did this exam you were fine. Your heart rate is spiked as well.
Well, you kind of rubbed my neck, and I was a bit surprised.
That seems like the best way to put it. Although, I'm not sure he understands.
What was that word before neck, Tucker?
Let's try this again.
The way you gently touched my neck. It, made me react like that.
What are you... Oh.
There it is.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh.
And now he's blushing too. Great job, Tucker. Doc timidly tries to look away while collecting himself, as if trying to calm down or find the right thing to say. His eyes darting back and forth behind his half glasses. Both paws land on his desk and he turns away. He's breathing just a bit too loud and a bit too heavy to be fine.
Tucker, I'd like to apologize.
What? Doc, I'm not upset. You don't have to apologize. It's kind of hot. Why do you think that?
Tucker, you're clearly showing signs of embarrassment. Not to mention it was highly inappropriate. You are my patient and should be treated with respect.
Well, I appreciate that. But I'm not sure that's really what I want.
What do you mean?
Doc, I don't want to just be the patient. I'm already the alien and the freak. Can't I just be here? I don't need special treatment or titles or anything. Does that make sense?
I am a bit confused.
I just want to be treated normally. It's freaking me out a bit. All the attention is stifling. It's too much for me. I'm just some guy. I can't help but not feel special, but I know that's hard right now. And most of all, you don't have to get all worried about touching me. You can touch me. It's fine. Let me rephrase that. I just want to be here. I know none of this is normal. I mean, I'm a fucking alien to you, but that's just how it is. And yeah, that's weird, but nothing can be done about that. Do you think you could see me less as a patient and more as a crewmate?
Nobody fucking say it. Damn it! Oh my god. Oh, I made myself crack. Help!
Oh,
Help me! Okay, I'm normal.
No.
I'm normal.
normal. Nonsense.
His head falls to one side as he tries to understand what I'm saying. The words leave my mouth, and I assume his neural can't keep up. It's no easy request either.
I believe I understand you. Can I,
He takes off his glasses and rubs his head with a massive paw. He doesn't know what to say. It was a small slight. Something I only really caught by accident. And yet, to him, it was the world.
Is that all? Is that all you would want?
It's a start.
Of course, Tucker. I wouldn't ask anything else.
After another mark or so, an assistant brings us some breakfast. Marrowyn doesn't so much as eat as he just sits on the other side of the desk and watches me. Not staring, but just intently checking in on me as he writes notes and reads some new information as it comes in. He tells me it's all good so far. Whatever that means. Breakfast continues in a silent waltz as Doc bounces from terminal to terminal, setting up more tests. It's fine. I can zone it all out, but it does feel similar. I don't feel here, per se. I'm just in another room I cannot leave, doing things I don't understand with people who barely understand me. It's just,
Tucker, are you ready?
I jump up, startled. Turning in the direction of the voice, I see Doc standing by a particularly large machine in one of the corners. I amble over as he just smiles.
Ready?
Oh, did I not... I'm sorry, I can explain it again.
Oh shit, I must have been way more zoned out than I thought.
Yeah, please do.
Of course. This is, well, it has a long, complicated name, but I won't bore you with that. Essentially, it will just scan you and give us a good look at what's going on inside of you. Do you know what X-rays are?
Again with the talking down to me. I know I should expect some, but it still does suck. I've explained to him that my species has been to space, right?
Yeah, I know what X-rays are, Doc.
Oh, good. I didn't want to have to try and explain that. Well, yes, I thought it pertinent to get some done. Although it may take a while if that's alright. Perhaps we could do some scans over different sessions. Here, let me,
No, it's fine. Easier just to get them done, yeah?
Right. Very well. If you don't mind stepping in. Oh, if you could, disrobe again, that would be appreciated.
Right. Of course. After stripping down to my boxers, I step into the machine and lay down. I think this is basically just an MRI machine. Or at least close to one. Although I am a bit worried about being bombarded with X-rays when they have no idea what human radiation tolerance is. Doc steps away before the bed I'm on slides into the machine. I can't sit up anymore, even if I wanted to. Comes back around and I can barely see him crouched next to where my head is.
Are you okay, Tucker? Do you think you can lay still for me while we take some scans? I put it on the lowest settings just to be safe.
I think I'll be fine, Doc. But, how long do you think this will take?
It may take up to a mark, I'm sorry to say. I can stay with you for most of it, though, if you would like.
That is pretty long. I readjust myself to try and get more comfortable, but there's not a lot of wiggle room.
If you don't mind, Doc.
Of course.
As he gets up, I hear the machine start to whir and of course feel nothing. I didn't expect to, but still. Doc leans back down and I can only see him out of the corner of my eye. He doesn't look nervous, just sad. He's done so much for me. I'd be happier if he didn't worry so much. I can't find a way to vocalize it, though. As the whir of the machine drowns out all thought. We sit in relative calm, which only breaks when Marrow gets up to check on something. After a few non-committal grunts, he comes back to rest beside me. It's cold, but not lonely. I nervously try to check on him every few minutes, craning my head uncomfortably back, yet trying to keep my movement to a minimum. It doesn't work all too well. He tries to spark up a conversation or two, but for some reason, I find myself unable to respond. I don't think he takes offense. But what happened? I'm just not feeling well, I guess. The worrying continues, and I almost nod off a few times, but after everything is done, I hear a few beeps and an excited Marrow rushes over to the monitor. The machine unlocks and slowly opens.
Do you need help getting up?
He extends a paw that I'm quick to take as my legs have nearly fallen asleep. Sitting on the edge of the machine, my head feels like it's full of static. I struggle to reorient my body, which he notes.
Are you okay, Tucker?
I reach over and use him as support to get up, propping myself against him. He tries to walk me all the way back to the desk, but I don't need that.
Here, let me.
Gently swat him away, I stand up on my own and stretch out a bit, letting the blood pump back into my limbs and clearing the fog from my head. Marrowyn still looks worried and invites me to come sit down as he works on his monitor. This place is really... feels draining. Maybe it's the lights, or maybe it's just that I miss seeing other Karain, but something feels off. Maybe I could ask for... The door slides open, causing me to jump. Fortunately, it takes but a moment for my eyes to adjust, and I see Marruk standing there with a tray of food.
Food of trade.
Food of trade, the
Food
hottest
of trade.
commodity.
I like some food of tray.
I found my new shruggering, the food of tray.
Food of tray.
Has it been that long already? Guess I wasn't. Okay. I had to get the jiggles out. Guess I was in that machine for longer than I'd thought. Doc casually readjusts his outfit and walks over to meet me. Fuck!
It's okay, take your time.
The word salad is real. Doc casually readjusts his outfit and walks over to meet him.
You're early. We weren't expecting you for another mark or so.
Not happy to see me. And here I thought I was your favorite patient.
No, I hate to say it, but I think you've been replaced.
You're so funny, Senno. Anyways, something's come up. So I can't make it later. So I decided better now than never. Anyways, I was getting bored on my break.
Twin, you might want to move away from your mic a little bit.
Okay.
Doc walks over and takes the tray from Marruk, allowing him to saunter around the lab a bit before grabbing a stool surprisingly close to us. As Doc is checking the food, though, he makes a face and pulls out his monitor. The screen struggling to spark to life. He squints to see what is written before a sign.
Well, it's a good thing that you got here when you did, Marruk. I need to step out for a moment. The professor needs me.
I raise an eyebrow, but neither of them notice.
Really? I mean... Alright, if you say so, Doc.
Can you,
Can I?
Marruk, can you stay here with Tucker?
What? Yeah, of course. Damn, Doc. My memory ain't that bad.
Marrowyn still looks worried, but he sighs and turns to me.
I'm sorry about this, Tucker. But the professor is running into some issues and, well,
It's fine. I could use a break right now, anyways.
alright. I'll be back in a mark or two. Stay here. It will be safe.
He waves and walks out the automatic door before I can respond, leaving me to just sigh and flop back against his desk. Damn it. I do need a break. And not just from the tests. Maybe I can bring it up later. It takes me a moment to realize it, but Marruk is staring right at me as I sit and ponder. Our eyes meet and I freeze. He, of course, doesn't say anything. He just sits and stares. Slowly taking another bite without breaking eye contact.
Hi, Marruk.
Tucker.
Thanks for bringing me lunch.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Mhm.
Take a minute.
Hmm?
Poor Jackson. What happened?
Hey, Twin Dove, that's a quick question. Do you have your noise suppression on for Bite with the Crisp?
I do.
Okay, just making sense. Don't die, Jackson. We need you.
Like,
There's
can't-
something coming through on it.
I can't.
Just a little.
I can't do anything more about it.
This shows
Yeah,
how
that's-
literal I think, but I can't tell if Jackson means he's dying from the Jerma thing or if he's dying from like a cough or something.
Probably, but yeah. They're taking a bite of
It's
the
the
burger.
Jerma thing. It's
Okay.
the Jerma thing.
Nice.
The minute the line came up, y'all heard it. The minute the line came up,
Yeah,
I just
you
fucking-
broke.
I broke. I knew it was coming.
You know what? Don't worry. I'll put Jerma in the hypercube too. So don't worry about it. He won't bother us
Oh, no.
anymore.
Okay. It's like trying to talk to a wall with this guy. I mean, I guess he was actually behind a wall for most of the time we've talked. But still.
You're on break, yeah?
Yep.
Busy later?
Mm-hmm.
This has got to be a joke, right? Is he messing with me? I swear we weren't on such bad terms before that we couldn't hold it even the simple of I swear we weren't on such bad terms before that we couldn't hold even the simplest of conversations. It's been what? A few marks since we talked last?
Are you okay, Marruk?
Funny thing. I was just about to ask you that same question.
What? What?
What's wrong, Tucker? Doc's lab too scary? He's much bigger up close? Too many pointy needles?
What are you asking?
He looks me up and down before making eye contact again. A faint silver of blue shooting across his eye. It's not intimidating. I feel more like I'm watching his thoughts form in real time.
I think Twin's adjusting his microphone real quick.
You read like a book, Tucker. You're sitting weird.
You okay?
Everybody's got the giggles tonight. I love it.
You're sitting like a gay Tucker. Oh my god. Okay. This background noise, like, coming through a lot now, because I don't know.
Not really. And you actually sound
That's
better,
right.
I think.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what to set this stuff, so I'm just relying on other people. You're sitting weird. That plucky confidence you had yesterday is fucking gone. And you can barely even face me. Don't make me force it out of you. I thought we talked about this.
Shit. Am I really that out of it that even he can read me? Wait, but then how come he wasn't able to see that something was wrong? I guess my heart rate hasn't really gone up, but surely he...
Tucker! Come on, don't fucking sun out on me again.
Right. Sorry, I just... No, wait. Damn it, Marruk. I don't know. Things are weird right now. I got out of that damn cell, but I can't force myself to feel better. I know I should, but I don't. I still feel scared and trapped and...
I have to take a moment to calm down. I was rambling and I didn't notice my hands were balled and shaking. Marruk doesn't interject this time. In fact, the only reason I know he's still there is the soft sound of crumbs falling into his lap.
Keep it together.
Which he gently brushes aside.
I'm scared, Marruk. I'm outside of that cell and I thought that would be the answer. But you were right. It's not easier. It's not gotten easier at all.
The silence persists. A single tear forms in my eye, but I do not let it cascade, wiping it away before more can be called. I'm breathing off kilter and jagged. It slowly returns to normal as the chill of the lab starts to sink its way through my skin. It's cold without Doc.
Alright.
I'd almost forgotten I was talking to a crane as Marruk stands up. He brushes himself off and takes a few steps away.
Come on.
I raise an eyebrow at him, but he does not elaborate. I get up to follow, but he just looks at me confused. Is this not what he wanted?
Tucker, I know you're not a crane, but I'd still suggest wearing clothes around the station.
What is he...
By the...
I scramble to the desk and quickly hide behind some drawers as I throw my clothes back on. I've had them off all morning? No wonder it was so damn cold. I hear Marruk snicker a few times, but to be honest, I think they are well-deserved. He picks up the food tray and heads to the door, which opens in his presence.
Are you coming or what?
We're leaving?
Ignoring me, he takes a step out. The automatic door stays open just enough for light to reach the room. Despite the radiant invitation, I can't imagine simply walking out of the door. Didn't Doc say to stay here? No matter how static it feels here, am I really going to follow Marruk of all Karain? Wait a minute. He has my damn lunch! Making sure I'm fully clothed, I slowly head towards the door. An unnatural warmth comes over me as the light of the hallway envelops my form in a mechanical embrace. Not sunlight, but enough. Tentatively, I stick my head out. No alarms or anything yet. It seems the hallway is empty.
Took you long enough.
Ah!
I see Marruk was waiting up against the wall, just out of sight. Bastard.
Where are we going?
He just rolls his eyes and walks away. I do feel we should tell Doc that I'm heading out. But then he might not want us to leave. And since I'll be with Marruk, I don't think I'm breaking any rules. Not that they were even explained to me, really. I'll just feign ignorance if we get caught. I'm quite the expert at playing dumb. Oh shit. He's not waiting for me. As we walk further and further with no explanation, I start to get a bit worried. But at this pace, all I can do is struggle to keep up. We pass through a few smaller doors, as well as some massive archways that go around the whole hallway. Are those airlocks? I guess it's possible. I never imagined they'd be so big, though. Eventually, the hallways become even less occupied and even less well kept. There's paint scratched off in parts, rust accumulating on the fringes, and stains under the pipes. The wear and tear are finally showing through the veneer of all their technological glory. It's a bit surprising to see, but somehow welcoming. These are the things I know. They may not be friendly or well-wishing, but familiarity is in high demand, and I'll take what I can get. Although seeing rust on a spaceship can't be a great sign. Maybe I should tell Rhoun to come check it out. Marruk's still a few paces ahead of me. He takes a sharp turn around a poorly lit corner, and I stop hearing the sound of his footsteps. I prepare for another surprise. But this was not the surprise I was expecting.
Marruk? What is this?
He simply offers me a glance before setting the tray down and taking a seat, not humoring me with an answer.
This is beautiful. Is it real?
Real.
Like, is that...
I can't even finish my sentence as I press myself up against the cold glass like a child in a museum. I was not one for astronomy back home. The stars were fascinating but cold. They felt distant and uncaring. While they were nothing that ever piqued my interest, I could always understand why some people liked them. They were untouchable gems on display for all to see. Something to strive for. To the stars and all that. But this, a gateway to the void, casually tucked away in a forgotten hallway behind rusted doors and tarnished glass, has shown me what humanity has been longing for so long. An inky vastness, pierced with stellar flames. And a tumbling. These could be the same stars I've seen before, but from a new perspective. Or not. They could be completely new, and I'm just homesick. But I'd like to think that humans and Karain can both look up and see the same stars. I think I should ask Marrowyn about astronomy. After wiping some mysteriously accumulated water from under my eyes, I realized Marruk has made himself comfy and has just taken in the view as well. I almost feel silly. I mean, there's nothing to see. There are no planets, no view of Arius, no cool spaceships, no nothing. And yet I can't look away. We stay like this, unbothered and untethered from the rest of the station for what feels like a mark. Twin, you might want to mute your mic.
Okay.
I eat my food, now cold, all the same. Not even footsteps interrupt our silence. It seems this part of the station is in disrepair and disuse. I find myself inches away from a cold death. And yet this is the most comfortable I felt all week. I was the one trapped behind inches of glass just days ago, but this feels different. We may be small and most likely insignificant to it. Rise in your mic.
Sorry, am I cutting you?
We may be small and most likely insignificant to it, but the void can not touch us here. We are the observers and we have our place. Even now, as the station is surrounded by it and we float through it, it is not throwing us to carnal winds. It is embracing us and holding us tight and letting us dance endlessly under its starlit vigil. And it does not know it, and it will never know it, but it is at peace. And so am I, for at least but a moment. As I find myself drinking the dregs of my soup, I see Marruk on his monitor, just relaxedly scrolling through some screens. I've yet to thank him for this, or talk to him at all since we got here, actually. At this point, I'm almost afraid to break the silence. He stretches out and looks back at the window, not longingly as I have, but with the same stoic expression that he always holds. Starlight highlights his short fur, almost glistening around the edge of his form. I try not to stare, but I can't help it. I really do need to thank him.
Hey, Marruk? Thank you.
That's about right. We continue to sit as the minutes roll by. The food runs dry and I get everything back on the tray. Still, neither of us make a move to leave. I'm trusting Marruk to keep track of time. I'd hate to imagine Doc coming back to an empty lab. Eventually, he silently directs our departure with a nod. I'd caution one last glance outside, but it would just make it all that much harder to leave. We see a few Karain on the way back, but none as bold as to approach us, or even do much of anything, really. Maybe they'll just get used to it. You've seen me walking around the station. As we get to the door, Marruk swipes me in, but makes no move to follow.
Not gonna wait for Doc?
Nah. I have better things to do than wait for him all day.
That thing come up? Well, thanks again for lunch. And, I won't tell Marrowyn if you don't.
Oh, by the eye, Tucker. Do not tell Marrowyn. I won't hear the end of them. Ugh, God. I won't hear the end of it for months if you do.
Okay, I won't.
He nods and leaves, but it's okay. He has places to be, and as do I. Okay, we'll call the half here real quick.
Yippee!
5-minute break. I'm sad to say I was mistaken. Marruk will not be showing up again.
Oh no.
Sorry. Sorry.
He is
I
gone.
forgot. It's a difficulty with the small cast. They flutter in and out as they see fit.
Yes.
Don't worry, we'll be meeting some new doggos soon.
New doggos.
New puppies.
New puppies to pet.
So
Will they also
what
tell
Kirk
us we're
wants to be
small?
here for?
I loved earlier with the lab scenes where it's just like, Doc, I need uppies.
What do you mean, Tucker? It's not translating that word.
We absolutely reached critical mass of Jerma.
there is an overabundance of Jerma in this recording.
No! That's definitely one of my... I'd say that's my second favorite CG.
It's a very nice CG. I love the reflections, and I just love how, I don't know, like, I love how Tucker is able to explain it in such a poetic and very like detailed sense, and then everything, it feels like just so, it still like feels real too though, like. It's such a small gesture, but the fact that it's able to have such an impact on Tucker is probably saying a lot, given his situation, but the fact that you're able to see that spark within him again is pretty nice to see, considering what he's been through.
I mean, plus it's fucking space.
I know, right?
Like, I'd have the same fucking reaction.
Like, I will admit, like, I think at some point in his like description, I think he talked about how like we're dancing between the stars. I'm like, oh, is there a dead human and a giant black wolf in there too?
they're out in the distance somewhere.
Yeah, they're just having fun. They're hanging out.
I hope they are.
But also, I'm kind of happy that we chose Marruk now. Because, like, I'm starting to see the issues. Well, not, like, issues, but I'm starting to see the flaws in Doc's character.
He's a
Like,
big buppy.
He's a big...
Unfortunately, he has some big flaws.
He's a big buppy, but, like, there are some flaws there, and I'm kind of glad we're getting to see them now. It's so interesting because, like, him and Marrowyn... Not Marrowyn, like, him and Marruk are kind of doing a reverse of each other right now, because when we're introduced to Marrowyn, like, we're seeing all of his positive traits first, and now we're starting to see his more negative flaws, whilst with Marruk, it was like, we literally met with him tackling us and knocking us the fuck out, but only now are we starting to see, like, him, like, slowly, like, show more of his softer side. And then Rhoun's just hanging out, just crawling in the walls, being his strange little self, and I love him for that. Like, yes, king. Fucking slay.
It's perfect.
Yeah, he hasn't been here in a while though, and I'm sad for him. But I mean, oh well, we can do his route.
He's a busy buppy. Don't worry, we'll see more of him soon.
Yeah, he's busy. He's planning a birthday party.
Everybody's invited.
Yay!
Stretch real
Please.
quick.
Please come. He's very lonely.
Phrasing. Also, hello, Yugen. Thank you for joining us.
Yugen.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
What's up?
Not much. How are you doing?
I'm good. You fucking cheeky asshole.
Oh my god.
Whatever do you mean?
We're just saying hello,
You
Eugen.
putting Yugen on blast?
How dare you? How dare you?
What, you're just fashionably late, Shangela.
How did the first...
Thank you for joining us.
No, of course. How did the first half go?
Excellent. A lot of giggles in the first half, I'd I'd say.
I was scrolling back through the chat to catch up like with what was said and stuff, and fucking
You can tell.
there was
You
like
can tell.
18,000 Jermas. I was like, I didn't know what was going on.
You'll see in the recording, but there's one moment where I knew what was coming and I couldn't do anything to prevent it. I just had to keep going forward.
Oh no. I think it was Blah or someone mentioned like, oh my god, the Jackson wheeze is crazy. And I was like, I need to hear the Jackson wheeze later.
And here you shall.
Yeah.
Okay, second half time. We have All Stars Marrow. We have Dusty as Tucker. Ice Fane, if Marruk does show up, but I'm sadly sure he probably won't show up. You'll be doing Marruk. I apologize.
How do I sound?
Lovely as always.
Real quick, talk real quick so I can make sure I have your audio leveled correctly for the capture.
Okay. I'm gonna start reading. Heading back inside. It's still cold. But at least I have clothes on. And seeing as there's nothing better to do, and Doc still isn't back, I snoop around to see what I can see. The drawers are all fully stocked, and everything is pristine, wrapped in plastic, and perfectly organized. It seems a bit excessive, but I don't suppose Doc got his title by being lazy. Checking out the monitor he was working on earlier reveals a series of screens I still can't read and even more incomprehensible charts and images. I didn't expect much, but it's still fairly disappointing. And just another layer of separation and confusion between us. I sigh and resign myself to just wait. But not before messing up some things on his desk. For science, of course.
Do you think Marrowyn has like a little thing of like those Newton balls in the corner somewhere that sometimes he just like lets like swing back and forth? You know the things.
Except they're tennis balls.
Oh. Okay, I love that actually.
Oh my god.
But instead of like the tick, 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 they're just like squeaky toys. Like whenever they hit each other.
Cute. Not just 2 of them, Ice Fang. At least 3.
There's at least 5.
Well, at least 2 of them are touching.
They're always touching.
Mm-hmm. Marrowyn's still not back from wherever he went. I even ended up napping for a bit on the examination table. I hope he's okay. I mean, I'm sure he's fine, but like, I can't imagine anything that takes this long is really easy. Especially if it involves the chief. Probably something about the experiment, or whatever he's got going on. I wonder if they're ever gonna ever tell me about that anyway. I get that it's under wraps right now, but like, I can't help but wonder what's worth ditching me for. Heading to Marrow's desk, I try to check the time. Although halfway there, I realize they still haven't told me how to read the time here. So I'm not sure what I could figure out myself. But at this point, my appointment with Doc has been delayed for sure. I hope time works differently here. Not in the sense that days are longer, but maybe slower? Like, maybe I can go home and only have been missing for a day or 2? Maybe my family won't have to worry about me. I mean, I am safe after all. I shouldn't be thinking about this right now. It's not good for me. Creeping up to the door, I don't hear any footsteps, so I step closer and, to my surprise, it opens. Taking a look around, the hallways are empty again. Just flickering lights and dull white paint. I don't think I should step outside. I'm unsure if I can get back in or not. I'm unsure if I can get back in or not without a keycard. I'm unsure if I can get back in or not without a keycard. And I really don't think Doc would be happy to see me just stuck in the hallway. You better leave me with some form of entertainment next time if he's going to take this long. I shouldn't get mad at him. It's not his fault. I'm not mad at anyone, really. Just the situation, I guess. From outside the door, I hear some hurried thumps as someone approaches. Finally. I return to my seat and wait for him. No reason to get an automatic door for someone.
Al, it is your time.
By the heart! I'm sorry that took so long. It was just one thing after another, and before I knew it...
Doc, it's okay. Is everything alright with the professor?
Huh? Oh, yes. He just needed help with some things, and... It's a lot. Sorry I was gone for so long. Did Marruk stay with you?
Nope.
No.
I mean, he was here for lunch. But he had things to do as well.
Have you just been here by yourself? Oh, Tucker, I'm so sorry.
You don't have to apologize, Marrowyn. It's not your fault.
Well, no, but... I'll try to see to it that doesn't happen again. Perhaps next time I'll see if you can come with me.
Come with you?
Yes, I really didn't go that far. Just a few floors down. And I don't see why not. You'd be just as safe as in Professor Sano's office.
If he doesn't mind.
It'll be fine. He's got room.
A big, goofy grin appears on his muzzle, and he finally settles into the room. He quickly checks his monitor and reviews what little data we had gotten earlier. He also either didn't notice that I moved some things around, or simply doesn't care. I'll assume the former for now.
I'm still sorry for my absence, though. I should be free to share dinner with you. If you would like.
You sure you'll be free?
Yes, I promise. My schedule isn't normally so... hectic.
I feel I may be to blame for some of that, although it seems Tyr is him running ragged as well.
Right. Back to it, I suppose. No. Where were we?
Hey, Marrowyn, if you don't mind, could we talk for a minute?
Oh, of course.
I'm not doing so well. I've been having a hard time dealing with everything. And I was curious if we could maybe go a bit slower.
It takes a few seconds for the neural to translate as Marrow's expression remains unchanging. Either that, or Doc is having a hard time understanding what I just said. Eventually, though, his expression tells me enough.
Of course, Tucker. We can go as slow as we need to. Let me just...
He puts down his documents and pulls over another stool, keeping some distance between us. Is he afraid to sit next to me now? He was so confident on that little bench in the cell. Maybe it's easier when I'm just some helpless thing that can't communicate. Or maybe I'm just overanalyzing his seating choices.
Tucker?
Sorry. I think I just. I didn't believe things would be this hard when I got out. It's barely been a day and I still feel trapped. I mean, I can't even leave this room without assistance. Even being alone, left alone just now, I was scared of something happening. And it's not your fault. Nor is it Marruk's or Rhoun's or anyone. I don't know what to do. I just want to be able to live a... It's just... It's just...
Okay, Tucker. Please, don't cry.
Fuck. I hadn't even noticed. He reaches out a paw, but the distance gets to us both.
I figured there would be challenges, no matter how much I could be here for you. I just hoped they wouldn't be so soon. Please, if you need something, just ask, as you did now. I had no idea these tests would have had such an effect on you.
I don't think he understands. I'm not even sure I know what I'm asking for. Closing my eyes and focusing on my breathing, I steady myself against his desk. A subtle blue light from the ambience of the room even now shines through shut lids. He must think I've lost it. The second I left the cell, I fell apart. Maybe he's right, but I cannot tell why. I think I put so much emphasis on getting out of that cell that I lost myself in the reality of the day-to-day. I opened my eyes to see Doc sitting as still as always.
I'm sorry, Marrowyn. I underestimated what life would be like now. Almost nothing has happened, and yet... It got me.
He scooches his stool a bit closer and leans in on the desk.
Understand that this may not be something that I can fix for you. Not right away, at least. Please, always listen.
I think... I think that when I stepped out of that cell, even though I knew nothing would change, I was still hoping that everything would. That in a day or two, I would be fine and life would be normal. Even though I had no idea what normal is anymore. And it's fine that it isn't. I'm starting to realize that. But it took me a moment to internalize it. I am not. I think I need time. And for some reason, I did not think I would.
Doc is still giving me a wavering smile, but I do feel as though I have worried him. His eyes dart all over me, perhaps seeing what I cannot. Eventually, however,
Of course, Tucker. I still worry about you. Sorry. But I also understand that you are capable of taking care of yourself. I think that meeting more Korean may help. And the sooner they know you, the better. But for now, I will be here for you. You need to talk.
he smiles, and I realize we were never in silence at all. A warm thrum accompanies the moment until Doc rises to work. I watch him for a while as he silently updates the lab monitor.
Tucker?
Yes, Doc?
Would you like to go back to your room for the day? Or perhaps just rest? There's not much more that could be done today anyways.
No, Marrowyn. It's okay. I'd prefer to not be alone right now. May I ask what is left?
Right. Of course. Let me see.
He continues scrolling before turning back to me.
A non-invasive scan. Much less intensive than the last. Then... Oh, we don't have time for that. Let's see... Huh. Perhaps I could take a few more samples for testing. Not blood, mind you. Saliva would work just as well. If there is time after, I can find something else to teach you. Although I didn't have time to prepare anything formal, mind you. I could probably explain some more about the station to you, if you were curious.
If I was curious, of course I'm curious. I guess he's just been cautious after our previous conversation.
I think it would be great to learn more about the station. I know you're worried, but this is exactly what I'm talking about. I want to learn about this place. It's the only way it'll become normal to me.
Finally, a genuine smile returns to his face.
I'm glad. And I'll try to find more ways to make all of this easier. I promise.
Doc. I know. I trust you.
Thank you, Tucker. Well then, how about just one more test for today, Tucker? Would you mind if I took some more samples from you? Sorry.
Just saliva, right? Like you said?
Technically, it could be anything. But that is the least invasive method, yes.
Then, yeah, that's fine.
He nods and heads off to collect what he needs. For now, for how organized this place seems to be, he does stop and scratch his head a few times. I guess even he can forget where he put something.
This won't take long, I promise. Your mouth will feel dry, but there shouldn't be any discomfort after. There shouldn't be any discomfort otherwise. Is that okay?
He's even worried about hurting me with a cotton swab? I won't bring it up, but I hope he can tell that it's appreciated.
Okay, Doc. So I should just hold my mouth open? Like this?
Oh, perfect, Tucker. Let me just...
He quickly unwraps one of the swabs and dabs it around my gums and under my tongue. And once complete, he stores the sample in a fluid-filled container. He was right about one thing. I think I'm going to need some water after that.
That should be enough for now. We still have some time until Marruk arrives. Let me see if I can manage a small presentation for you.
Yes, I love to. But, could you grab me a glass of water first?
Oh, of course, Tucker. I did warn you.
Returning to my seat, I find that the projected monitor is already set up this time. As it seems Doc has a better grip on how to run all the systems by himself now. Doesn't mean it's a flawless process, however, as it takes him some time to find the right files and pull them up. When he does, lo and behold, it does work.
Well, now that that's done, let me see what I can find for you today.
You wanted to tell me about the station, yeah? Like, Icoro?
The Icorioid 2. Am I pronouncing that right?
I've said Icoroid
Oh,
sometimes.
Icoroid 2. Yeah, that was...
I've heard
Icoroid 2.
I've heard a Coriod.
Icoriod could work. Where's Cryptid when we need? Oh, thank you, Bruce. It's very helpful.
I'll go with the Coriod for now, I think. The Coriod 2.
Right, that one.
Yes, indeed. Let me see. Technical readouts aren't very interesting. Probably not worth talking about power consumption. I guess its history will have to be enough. Perhaps I could find some projects to talk about as well.
Am I finally going to get some answers? At least about this station. Marruk is going to have a conniption. Actually, speaking of...
Hey, Marrowyn. I'm totally happy that you want to tell me all this stuff. All of this. But is Marruk gonna be okay with it?
Officer Marruk has no say over what you are and aren't allowed to learn. Honestly, he needs to get over his little spat about all of that. Can't have you getting lost or worse while here. Knowing more about the station would help. I swear, sometimes occurring just... I can't imagine not knowing anything about your new home. Rather... I can't imagine not knowing anything about the station is making your situation easier. Anyways, most of what I will show you today is superficial. It's mostly about the history of the station rather than anything crucial to its function. I can find some maps for you when you're allowed to move around the station more freely. Anyways, I believe this is more than enough information for one day. Well, as you know, the Icoriod 2 is quite massive. It can sustain upwards of 500 crew members easily. But the station itself is much larger. The crew only occupies about a third of the station, while the rest is for essential systems and machinery. It even has its own orbiting substations to help take care of any external issues.
external issues?
If any debris or other external materials, such as asteroids, were to be on course with the station, they'd help take care of that. Along with fixing any smaller issues on the outside of the station in a spacewalk. In fact, I believe Dr. Tiran, is that?
Yeah, Turan.
Tiran? Yeah. In fact, I believe Dr. Tiran is trained to do that kind of maintenance.
Really? That sounds kind of great. I can't imagine what it's like to float out in space.
The station itself is divided up into various floors and subfloors, each with their own purpose. Most terrain get around using the elevator systems near the center of the station. But, as you can imagine, those get quite crowded. There are, of course, stairs, but... well, if you need to get from floor 3 to floor 10, not everyone is committed enough to walk.
Yeah? How committed are you, Doc?
Be careful, Tucker. I could arrange for you to have a room on the first floor. Last time I checked, you weren't allowed to take the elevators yet.
I don't think he meant to remind me of my limited mobility right now. And I think he realized that. But for both our sakes, he moves on.
Well, yes. Anyways, there are a few ships that tend to us regularly. But most of our provisions are either made on board or rationed to avoid shortages. Which is another reason it's been so hard to find you any new clothing, I'm afraid. It might have to be custom made. As we just got our last shipment recently. That being said, I'm asking everyone I can to try and find you something sooner.
Thanks, Doc. I did have a question, if I may.
He nods.
I was curious. Why are we so far out? I mean, why aren't we orbiting Io or any of the other closer planets?
Oh, good question. There's a variety of reasons, some that even I can't explain.
Why not?
I'm a bit too tired for Doc's soft lies today. If he can't tell me something, he better have a damn good reason for it.
Well, because I'm not a politician.
Wait. What?
It was decided it would be best if no planet could have a direct claim over the station, I believe. It's not that the station itself generates vast amounts of income or something like that. In fact, I'm fairly sure it's the opposite. But yes, it's partially a legal issue. Mind you, that's not the only reason. It's also far easier to launch deep space probes, study Navali itself, and apparently catch aliens out there.
Well, I know he's right about one of those things. I feel bad that I thought poorly of him now. Still, I don't want him to try and skip over things anymore.
Alright. Thanks. Please, continue.
Of course. Well, as you know, another important part of the station is sending out deep space probes. In fact, this station is used for most Korean space exploration nowadays. If a ship is going to another planet for any number of reasons, there's a good chance it will stop here at some point. Let me see. What else is there? Oh.
Yeah, Doc?
Oh, it's just another technical document. Nothing interesting, I'm afraid.
Why is he doing this? Making it so hard for me to trust him sometimes. could he possibly be hiding that I would not be better off knowing?
Well, okay. I had another question though, if you don't mind.
Another nod.
This is the Icoroid 2? Icoroid 2, yeah?
Correct.
Was there an Icoroid 1?
Is that it? Or is this some other fun fact he's decided to omit?
Doc. Please.
Of course.
That was a worrying pause. How bad could it have been? Maybe he just thinks it'll be too much. Either way, no more secrets. Not if I can help it.
Oh, yes. You are correct. There was an Icoriad one, and it was indeed the predecessor of the station. However, it wasn't built in the best of times.
What? What does that mean?
Well, the Icoriad one was a marvel of engineering, still to this day. It was almost as big as this station, and from what I've heard, even grander in design. It orbited at IAO in all of its glory and could be seen from the surface at night. It was truly something to behold. But this is before artificial gravity was perfected, and...
Doc?
I'm sorry, Tucker. This might be too much for today.
No. Tell me what happened.
Happened before I was born. But I know it all too well. Everyone does. At first, people thought there was a meteor shower. And then a rare solar flare of some kind. But no. Boread 1 had fallen into a decaying orbit. It had passed the red line. Something had happened with the engines or the early anti-gravity tech. But nothing was working. The emergency thrusters burned up on firing. Communications were broken at best. And all people could see was rain. Sleek, fiery rain.
Doc's eyes glaze over a bit as he finishes his sentence. His gaze becomes unfocused as he stares away toward some unseen light. I think that he might not have been protecting me from knowing about this, but rather, maybe he didn't want to remember.
That's why we're orbiting IAO, isn't it?
It's why we aren't orbiting IAO.
I knew it. Takes him a minute to slowly regain his composure. His focus returns and he turns to me.
I'm sorry, Tucker. I thought that might be a bit much for today. It does have a happy ending, though.
It does?
Yes. After that, Iao and Urian came together to create this station. And using what they learned, they made it better. Much better, trust me. Although, I wouldn't have minded if they made it a bit prettier at times.
It is a bit gray, isn't it?
It's great if you like repetitive hallways, yes. But, yes, let me...
Beep beep beep. We both we both jump as Doc pulls out his monitor and starts reading something on the small screen. I thought he had the thing on silent.
Ah, excuse me, Tucker. You'll be happy to know that Marruk is on his way with dinner. It seems like this might be a good stopping point for the night.
Again? That's nice of him. I thought he was only bringing us lunch.
Yeah. I think that was enough for today.
Fortunately for my stomach, it turns out on the way from Marruk means already arriving, as a few moments later there are some aggressive knocks on the door. Iceway I lied to you.
Oh, Marruk. Thank goodness. I had almost thought you'd gotten lost.
Oh, Doc, don't be silly. I could find your lab from miles away. I just follow the trails of blood or the screaming.
But please, Marruk. Maybe not in front of Tucker.
You started it.
It's calming, in a way, to see these two joke around so casually. I mean, I think that's what that is. I'm so curious about how it came to be, though. I, for one, thought Marruk was incapable of friendship.
Tucker.
Maybe that's not giving him enough credit. Besides our rough start, he has been a lot nicer to me now.
Tucker.
It'd be great if he could be nicer to Rhoun, though. Especially since we're going to be around each other so often now. Speaking of, I wonder...
Tucker!
Oh, what? Sorry. I was...
Yeah, I get it. You're not the only one. Just take your food so I can put this damn tray down.
Oh, right. Sure. Thanks for the dinner.
So, Doc, anything to report?
A report?
I don't know. You learn anything interesting about Tucker here today? He secretly a monster or something? Acid blood?
Marruk, if he had acid blood, your jacket would have been ruined.
Wait, did I get blood on your jacket?
Yeah, just a bit. It was right... Wait, that's not fucking important. Damn it, Doc.
Well, to answer the question I think you're asking, no. Tucker is no more dangerous than a normal Korean. Maybe even less so.
What does he... Ah. Marruk was asking if I needed to be detained. Again. Or something along those lines.
I don't know, Doc. You haven't finished your test, right? Maybe I do have acid blood, and I just don't want to show you.
Oh, that's true, Tucker. Maybe you've already taken over my mind and replaced me.
All right. Both of you can fuck off. Jeez, guy learns Korean and the first thing he understands is how to get on my nerves.
You make it too easy.
Yeah, whatever. Just shut up and enjoy your dinner.
Thanks again.
Really, Doc, anything? And I don't mean in like anything scary, just like in general.
Again with these questions, Marruk? Really? No. Nothing particularly noteworthy. Maybe the most noteworthy thing is how similar they are in some aspects.
Similar?
Oh, yes. Tucker appears to be quite similar in design to us. Similar skeletal patterns. Even their blood has at least faintly similar hemoglobin proteins. From my current scans, it seems as though they have roughly the same number of organs as us. Most of which I can only assume serve the same functions. Even their vascular system seems to roughly follow the same outline as ours. My current hypothesis is that all bipedal carbon-based life forms might just have these similarities. Was that not the explanation you were looking for?
Nah. I mean, that's fine and all. But acid blood would have been cooler.
Right. Well, I, for one, am glad Tucker doesn't have acid blood.
Well, Marruk, what about yourself?
Huh?
You worked today, no? How was your day back on patrol?
Oh. More like first day getting back, hounded by annoying questions.
Oh boy.
That's about right. T wouldn't fucking stop asking about it and had to take lunch early just to get him off my tail.
What tail?
Anyways, I don't know, Doc. This is all turning out to be a hell of a lot of work. I mean, I was on patrol and people actually approached me to ask me about my day and shit. Me, of all Karain. I mean, I knew what they really wanted, but still, it felt weird.
I can imagine, Marruk. Are you able to shake them, or...
Not really. As much as I'd like to sometimes. I'm not about to push someone to the ground for asking me too many questions. I just told them some little scraps about it and went about my day. Usually kept them off me.
Scraps?
Yeah, like, I don't know, you wear clothes and can write. Look, these people are really dying to learn anything. I could have told them that you know how to walk on your own and they probably would have lost it.
Seems you got a better crowd than I did.
What?
Nothing.
Right. Well, people will be curious. It's just how they are. And unfortunately, Tucker, we do have good reason. I would probably be one of them if we were not acquainted.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. And I guess nothing can be done about it now.
Not yet, Tucker, no. But as soon as we can.
Right.
With that, I go back to chewing on some salad as Marruk checks his monitor while Doc just watches us. It's nothing new at this point. The silent discomfort that comes with ending a conversation. It's happened many times before, and yet I thought it might happen less now that there were no walls between us. I think I have to make something work for me and not let the conversations run dry. To try and not let another wordless meal pass, as this one already has. Fortunately, at least tonight, I can help put away the plates and feel ever so slightly less like a burden. Doc says not to worry, you can have someone come and get them. I'd protest, but I don't know what I'd do with them myself. As Marruk heads out to survey the hall, Marrowyn cleans the scraps and rearranges his desk for tomorrow. Everything in its place. I was right. As we step into the hallways, I notice the lights have dimmed and the hallways are empty. Makes me wonder if this whole area is more akin to an office than anything. So when the shift stops, everyone just heads home. It would make sense, but then why are our rooms so close? Is the privilege of having your own room weighed against living only a few minutes away from where you work? Marruk tells Doc a bit more about some of the people he bumped into today. He actually called one of them his friends, which was shocking. Doc gets a bit more in depth when Marruk asks about some of the tests. A bit too in depth if Maruk's confused grimace is anything to go by. They carry on a few conversations, but eventually both just end up walking at offbeat paces, each trying to catch up to the other, while not leaving me behind. I don't think they've realized I can't walk as fast as them. The repetitive nature of the halls blends everything into a gray pattern as we head forwards. It's not as bad as before, at least. I pick up a few details that Doc whispers in hushed tones, but nothing more. I do, however, notice as we pass the library door, signaling that we have almost arrived. Once inside the hallway, Doc wishes us a good night and heads toward his own room. Marruk opens the door and heads in without waiting for me, quickly heading to the bathroom and starting the shower. I've had enough waiting around for one day, though, so I head to his desk and see if he left anything interesting out. Sitting in his chair feels good enough as he comes out and gives me an inquisitive look. Looks like he wants to tell me to get up, or not to touch his damn stuff, but he just rolls his eyes and moves out of the way, allowing me to shower myself. I don't take too long, as I'm ready to just pass out, but it is calming to bask in the warmth, if just for a minute. Getting out, I stare at the amorphous form in the mirror while drying off, until I realize that I should just head to sleep. I see the lights are already off, and Marruk is reading something on his monitor. I guess he had a long day, too.
Do you even use that for things other than messages?
Huh?
Like, can you read books on it? Watch videos? Play games?
Not got a ton of time for any of that. But yes, it can do most of those.
Oh. Neat.
Well, that was a dud. Maybe I shouldn't ask too much of him right now. The lights are out anyways. To my surprise, however, he closes the screen and looks at me. I end up just staring back, slightly wet and illuminated only by the backlight of the bathroom. I can't imagine he can see much of me besides a silhouette right now.
You, Doc, take care of you today?
Yeah, I think so. Didn't you say he would?
Yeah, something like that. Well, I think it's the same thing tomorrow, though, so maybe get to bed.
Right.
Marruk checks a few more messages before checking out for the night. Instead of sleeping, he just stares at the ceiling, and I find myself doing the same. A cruel mirror, as I know if either of us were to hazard a glance at the other, we would both end up just staring at one another again. After some muttered curses, he simply rolls over and faces his back to me, barely covered up by a thin sheet. Taking that as a sign, my body eventually follows and starts to relax. I find myself once again staring at the ceiling, then the inside of my eyelids, and then nothing. day 9. And we're gonna stop here for the night, I think.
Yay!
Made it to day 9. This day is fantastic.
Yay!
Hey!
Good job,
I'm
Dusty. That was
very
Bye,
excited for the
twin.
next session.
Hi, twin.
Hi, twin.
Hi, twin.
That was a wonderful time.
Yeah,
Mhm.
everyone did great voice
Great
acting.
job,
Good job,
everybody.
everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
Good
god.
job.
Dusty and Ice Vein and All Star busting out the chops. Dusty and All Star
Yeah.
especially.
Thank you.
Aw.
Al,
Oh, Dusty, you were incredible. It was
Yeah,
so
really
fun
good,
to bounce
Dusty.
off you in that
Yeah,
field.
Al.
Dusty, you did fantastic.
Twinned and Rising in the first half too.
Hell
my,
yeah.
my favorite
Mhm.
scenes was excellent.
And Al, I heard the first line you said as Marrow, and I'm like immediately like, oh, I like this. I'm liking what you're doing.
Aw.
Like I'm like, that's adorable, actually.
Very cute.
Very wholesome.
Also, hi Paint. I didn't see you sneak in.
Hi,
Hello,
Pain.
Paint.
Hey.
I was just lurking.
We are surrounding you. We have surrounded you in the quad. You are in like the lower bottom. Aside from Yugen, that is. So it doesn't mean anything. But you know.
I'm killing you.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what was going on. But
What?
like you guys were doing all great, so I was really enjoying that.
Aw.
Yeah. We try and do this as much as possible on Fridays.
Mhm.
Oh
This-
yeah.
It's so fun.
And-
I was look forward to these.
And I do record and edit these into videos. They're on my YouTube channel if you're curious to see the other recordings.
Oh, okay. I think I'm gonna do that because I want to know what this is about.
Yeah. I can see people are funneling. I can see people are coming in now, so I will stop the recording here. So thank y'all.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for watching. I'll try and edit.
Bye.
Incriminating.
I'll try and get this
I
up
killed a man.
sooner. So yeah,
You
thank
better
y'all.
stop it.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Bye
Bye
now.
now.